Dan Illman here with the DRF race of the day for Monday, August the 7th. It's race number 7 at Assiniboia Downs, and it's the highlight of the meet. It's the Manitoba Derby. $125,000 is the purse. 3-year-olds going 1.1 miles. Let's take a look at this field. Please scan or click the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile devices. Also at the Downs, there's going to be a mandatory payout of the 20-cent ASD Jackpot Pick 5. The carryover going into the Monday card is almost $600,000 mandatory payout on Manitoba Derby Monday. Also, the Pick 4 usually has a guaranteed pool of $50,000. Downs is going to up the ante. $100,000 guaranteed pool in the Pick 4. 7th race is the Manitoba Derby. It is the anchor leg of the entire card, and we're going to have horses shipping up from the States in very good form, including the even money favorite, the number 1 Heroic Move, who just was 3rd in the Iowa Derby, behind a couple of talented 3-year-olds based in the States. We throw up the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector. No surprise, the 2 Chicago's Gray, one of the locals, expected to make the lead. He was hung outside trying to make it last time out in the Derby trial. I expect him to get to the front in here. The question is, how fast is he going to have to go early, because this 1.1 miles might be a speck far for him. Heroic Move, the 1, has some speed, as does Saxon Saga, but I think this time around, Chicago's Gray is going to get to the front. We'll see if he can back down the fractions. Heroic Move is the number 1, and we're going to watch his most recent start. It's the Iowa Derby. It was a good field. He was a big price. He ran a fine 3rd in here. The winner of this race, or the one that dead heated for the win down towards the inside, got disqualified. He's going to run back on Sunday after this is being taped in the West Virginia Derby, so you can see how that horse did, maybe to get another bit of a line on the 1 Heroic Move. Respectable buyer speed figures for Robertino Diodoro, who has made hay in recent years, taking horses from the States up to Canada and winning these big races. Heroic Move draws inside and can work out a good trip from the second flight. Chicago's Gray has won 2 stakes races this meet, but both of them came sprinting. He got the distance test last time out in the Derby trial. I think it's too early to say that he failed it. I know he finished last of 4 and he was the 2-5 favorite, but he was also hung out very wide, battling all the way. This time around, I think he's going to get a more comfortable lead, but I am concerned about the distance, and this does look like a tougher field. The 3 is Shibwe, who was trained by Todd Pletcher down in the States, and he won his most recent start at Ellis Park by 7. After that race, he went through the auction ring, sold for $145,000, and lo and behold, here he is. He's a very well-bred son of race day. He's got good tactical speed, and he's shown the ability to compete going these longer distances. Now, his win came going 7/8 of a mile, but I think he's capable going 1.1 miles, and I believe he can sit just off of the pace. He needs a little bit of a buyer boost, but he's far from out of this. The 4 is Neighbor, a horse that was claimed out of his last race from Churchill Downs. He was claimed for $50,000, and the 6th place horse in that field came back to win a first-level allowance at Horseshoe, Indianapolis, with an 82 buyer speed figure. Neighbor has been gelded since that race. He was a winner around 2 turns, 2 starts back, and you can just tell by the way his prior connections campaigned him, 5 consecutive route races, that they believe he is at his best going long. A true stayer that would benefit from a fast pace. B Minor is the number 5, another horse coming up from the States. He was 4th last time out in a first-level allowance at Churchill Downs, but he faced a good field. The winner of that race came back to run 3rd in the graded Matt Win at Ellis Park. He earned a 93 buyer speed figure in that graded stakes placing. B Minor is another horse that should handle the distance. He gets blinkers, and he can be sharp for Robertino Diodoro, who takes over the training from Kenny McPeak. Rough Customer's up next. He ran 3rd in the Derby trial. He showed some speed. I like that they were able to take him back away from the burgeoning pace battle. Gave him a little bit of stamina to finish 3rd. He's very lightly raced. He's still a maiden. This might be a case of too much too soon. Discovery Peak is up next. Let's watch his last start. 2 Life going 7.5 furlongs. It was an allowance race. He fell behind early. He came with a solid run to be 3rd. I don't think he needs to be that far back, but I think considering the pace scenario here, he's likely going to be rallying from off of it. I wonder how much upside is left after 11 lifetime starts. He needs a buyer boost. Mano Dura comes into this race off a win in his first start of the claim, his first start up from the States after campaigning at Lone Star. This is an allowance race, and I like the way Mano Dura did it going 1 mile. He was hung out wide going into the first turn, but he was able to really grind this down. It was a good performance that showed off his stamina. Another horse that might have limited upside after 13 lifetime starts, but he's hit the board in 9 of them. He's admirably consistent and is a horse you might want to consider in your single race exotics. Green Amazon is up next. He was second last time out in the Derby trial. He chased Saxon Saga in vain, but it was a much improved performance from some of his prior races. Maybe he's finally getting to like the dirt. He began his career at Woodbine, didn't have much success. This seems to be his surface, but he's facing other fast horses in here and horses that are faster than him on the go-in on paper. He's going to be a big price. Saxon Saga completes the field. Let's watch his win in the Derby trial. He turned the tables on Chicago's Gray after Chicago's Gray handled him in 2 consecutive sprints. He liked the mile, no issue at all, beat 3 of these. Now he's going to get a major class test, and he's going to have to do it from the far outside post while stretching out 1/8 of a mile. He should be playable, and he is in very good form. We take a look at my top pick for the Manitoba Derby. I'm going to go with Diodoro. He seems to do well in these situations. Heroic move. I like this inside post position. I like the potential for upside. He's already run some very fast races, and it's possible we haven't seen his best. Remember, mandatory payout in the 20-cent ASD Jackpot Pick 5. Carryover already around $600,000. $100,000 guaranteed Pick 4 pool. It's all at the Downs on Monday. Good luck.